What is going on, everyone? Jelly from A Huge Disaster here, and today we're going to be talking Sea of Thieves. So it's been about 2 weeks or so, enough time for reviews for Sea of Thieves to get out there, for people to start speaking what they feel about the game. And like many, I've gone and checked out a few of the reviews, but I'm quite surprised, but I'm not. Like, I'm surprised, but I'm not, to see what people have got to say. And then on top of that, I read the comments and it's just like, I'm sitting here finding myself yelling at the computer most of the time, or just talking to myself being like, what is this idiot even on about? So today we're going to be going into the comments and we're going to be talking about, well, replying to some of these comments. Now, I'm really enjoying Sea of Thieves, and before I start reading all these comments, I just want to say that there's definitely ways this game could improve. I'm not saying it's a 10 out of a 10. I'm not even saying it's a 2 out of 10. I'm just saying that the game is good and it's what it is. And all of these comments that I'm probably about to read don't actually mean shit. They're all kind of the generic comments, or people who probably haven't even spent more than 2 minutes in the game and are just jumping on the bandwagon trying to get attention and be the funny guy. There's a lot in this game that could probably improve. In fact, I'm probably going to do a video just to kind of go over some things that I reckon the game could improve on, maybe be added in the future, things that I'd like to see possibly the game branch out to. But I've just thought of that then. I have no idea, but I've got heaps of ideas. It could be really good. But anyway, let's jump into these comments. So first up, Reid, old mate Ryan Reid. I have no idea who you are, but this is a good one. No man's seas more like it. No man's seas. Like, so many people in the comments and stuff comparing Sea of Thieves to No Man's Sky as if like they're the same game, as if Sea of Thieves ever lied to anyone. That is not true. No Man's Sky lied completely about their content. If anyone knew what Sea of Thieves was, they would know that it's exactly what it was supposed to be. There was no lies about the content that was going to be there. It's exactly what it was going to be. I cannot stress that enough. And by the way, the No Man's Seas joke is well and truly done. It's not a good joke. And it's kind of like those bandwagon things. Everyone just wants to jump on and be a comedian. It's not funny. Stop it, Ryan. Alrighty, next up, XRobbed. He says, is this an early access game? No, XRobbed, it's not an early access game, and I'm 110% sure you know it's not, you big freaking idiot. Okay, so let's talk about why people are saying this, because they're saying it's a lack of content. People should know, if they knew what this game was going to be, they would know exactly what they were getting themselves into. There's not a lack of content. It's not, we'll get into that in a little bit. It's not an early access game, XRobbed. It's not. All right, so Zack Rey, this guy's talking about a IGN review. This is a comment for that. So IGN's given it a 7, and he's saying a 7 to a $60 game that's not even finished yet? Go home, IGN. You drunk. The game is finished. Well, it's released. Of course they're going to be adding more stuff, because that's just what all publishers do these days. They add as they go, like as they've released. But yeah, it's a $6 game. Be thankful you're not in Australia, where you have to pay $100 on the Microsoft Store if you want to get it on the Xbox as well. But it is a finished game. It is 100% a finished game. Don't be that guy. You just... Okay, I don't understand. Like, okay, so people would go to reviews to find out if the game's worth buying. But in this case, it seems like everyone's going to the reviews to just try and be funny, make the joke, try and... Like, I don't know. What are you trying to get out of this? Why are you going to the reviews? Like, if you've played the game and you didn't like it, then why do you need to watch a review about it? You know what I mean? Yeah? Okay, that's good. Carrying on then, shall we? Paul Burrows said, what a great looking mobile game. Okay. Coming in next, Gator J. Now this guy, okay. I mean, you can probably even just tell by his DP, but he said, even watching the review was boring. Why are you watching it then? If you're finding the review boring, or if you've played the game and found it boring, why, like I said before, are you watching a review for the game again? And you know what? Actually, half the people that are probably making these comments have not followed the game, have no idea what they were getting themselves into. They're probably just expecting this normal, traditional end game sort of thing where you've got some sort of set goal and talents and, just stupid, the normal stuff. Like, it's not that, okay? So maybe research into the games that you're playing. Anyway, Peevy, Sweetie Pie, Sweetie Pie, they said, well, it's fun with friends. This seems to be the line everyone says about the game. And in translation, it would be, game can't stand on its own merit. You'll be bored regardless. So why not drag your friends along and be bored together? That's definitely not the translation. When they say it's fun with friends, it means the game was designed to be played with friends in a co-op manner, in a make your own adventure sort of way. Like, here's some things to do, but you never know what's going to come around the corner. I mean, you could start a voyage, head out there, or all of a sudden you've come across a sunken boat of some sort, or a treasure bottle thing, whatever. You've come across that, and then, you get sideswiped by a galleon who's just sunk you, or you've got into a fight with a sloop. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. That's the whole thing, and it's fun to experience that with friends. It's not a boring game. Like, if you're bored playing it, it's not the game for you, but you should have already known that. All right, this is a good one. Epic Poke, he said, no, don't give this game a chance. It's fully priced, has very little content, lazy art style, buggy and repetitive gameplay, no significant story, ugly characters with no development, and shit sound design that sound like a stock effect bin. What? Okay, let's go through each individual point. First off, it's fully priced. Well, that's because it's a fully released game. Of course, like I said before, they're gonna add stuff, but that's what every developer does. In this case, it's probably not gonna be paid DLC, whereas a game like Destiny 2, where everything is paid DLC, or a season pass, there's been none of that. So, of course, it's fully priced. Has very little content. Well, that's really subjective. I, myself, think it's got quite a lot of content, but it hasn't got it in the traditional way of, like I said, end game focus, story-driven talents, gearing up, improving yourself to be stronger and better, because that's not what it is. And that's what they've always said. It's purely cosmetic. Everyone's on a level playing ground. You get what I'm saying? Lazy art style. This is a good one. Lazy art style. It's not a lazy art style. In fact, it's a super smart art style. The water looks freaking amazing. The way they've developed the sceneries, the shadings, the characters, and that. It's not realism. It's not realistic. It's not supposed to be something that's going to be outdated in a year. You will look at this game in 4 years' time or whatever, and it's still going to look really up to date and great, because that's the art style. It's really quite creative, in fact. Epic Poke, you're quite stupid, I think. Buggy and repetitive gameplay. Yeah, look, I mean, repetitive if all you did was do the voyages, but a lot of these reviews are coming out a week or so, and people are commenting on them straight away as if they've played it to the fullest extent. But these voyages and stuff do change. So yes, eventually it's going to get repetitive, but it's not the same as going for that one X marks the spot or that one skeleton. And the skeletons get harder. They change. You get gold coated ones and stuff. And I know they're all still skeletons, but it's not just the one thing. And as for bugginess, I mean, what do you expect? It's a game that's seeing massive amounts of people coming in from Game Pass, coming in for free trials. The people who have bought it, it's cross-platform. Like, it's just been released on servers that Rare's never had to kind of deal with, I suppose, in that sense. What do you expect? Have you never played an online game before on release day? What do you expect? No significant story. It's not a story-driven game. Yeah? Do you get that? Can you read that? Ugly characters, again, that's super subjective, and that just falls straight back down into the art style. They're supposed to look like pirates. Pirates aren't pretty. They're supposed to look ugly and big or scrawny and bony and old, and I don't know. It's a pirate. It's not Jack Sparrow. It's, whatever. I mean, yeah, with the no development, I don't know what he quite means. If it's like development as in like you're building your character up into something completely different, or he means like being able to change how they look. I mean, it would be nice if one day they added a barbershop, but we can get back into that later. And as for the shit sound design, I have no idea where he got that. That isn't just, I think the sounds great. And I'm sure plenty of people do. In fact, the stuff that he's saying, I've never seen anyone else say that besides the fully pricing. Like all those other things, besides maybe a little bit of the bugginess or repetitive gameplay, that's all him. He or she is just off the chains. They're out of it. They have no idea. Alrighty, Matthew, clear lack of content in the game. No progression means no real reason to do missions, so no real reason or reward for playing. That's a basic game dev mistake. It's not a game dev mistake. In fact, it was exactly what was supposed to be. The game was supposed to be a level playing ground. There was no supposed to be any real reason or reward. It's supposed to be an experience. You go on, you meet some friends, you go with friends, you get up to adventures. There's no progression because it's all cosmetic based, which you can earn through the game. That's your progression to be the better looking pirate. This is real. It's weird, okay? Because I feel like consumers are also getting greedy. I mean, we all are well aware that game developers like EA and such are complete just greed. It's all money. But has anyone considered that maybe us gamers are also getting greedy? Like, to say lack of content for everything. Like, look at games 10 years ago. We have got shitloads more of content than those games 10 or so years ago. And there's a lot more being put into it than there was in 10 or so years ago. It's really subjective. Lack of content. What kind of content do you want? If you want different content, go to a different game. Like, fuck me. It's not a game dev mistake. It's what they've been saying they're going to be doing for the past 2 years. It's exactly what the game, like, if you knew what it was going to be, if you followed the game at all, you would know exactly that this is exactly what they said it was going to be. The Negro Shoddy, I'm just going to say Negro. I'm not going to... The Negro Shoddy. Oh, mate. Okay, he's the comedian, this guy. Sea of Z's. Sea of Z's. I can just hear the crickets. Sea of Z's. Let's find a new one. Roasted Justice. This guy, he says Destiny all over again, but worse. Massive hype, no content. Before Destiny had a story. Your comment confuses me in the sense that you're saying, but are you defending Destiny when we're watching a review for not Destiny, for Sea of Thieves? But you're like, I don't quite get what you're trying to say, but it's not Destiny all over again, because Destiny lacked quite a lot and then forced everyone to pay to be able to play on a competitive level in the future. And it's a completely different type of game. So it's not Destiny all over again. In fact, Destiny promised so much more, and Destiny was a sequel to the first Destiny. So Destiny 2 is a sequel, and they made the exact same mistakes. Whereas Sea of Thieves, it's like almost the first of its kind. Roasted Justice. Fucking idiot. Victor Victor said, anyone with the brain saw this coming though. Anyone with the brain and though. Brain though. Anyone with a brain would have looked into the game and knew exactly what they were getting into before either paying to get the game or, well, that's exactly it. So if you had a brain, you would have looked into it. You wouldn't have need to watch reviews and then complain that you've bought a game. In fact, I'm pretty sure most of these complaints are by people who haven't even played or bought the game. So Victor, if you had a brain, you wouldn't have needed to make this comment. Okay. Black Deem Hunk 2. Now, this guy gets it. This is exactly sort of like the point that I've been trying to make for quite some time. He said, wow, why does a game always have to have rewards? Maybe this game isn't for you. And no, I don't own the game. That's exactly my point. He gets it. Games don't need to have rewards. You can just log on to a game to have fun, to experience what it has to offer. You don't have to play a game trying to get this false sense of achievement from the game. It's a game. You're supposed to enjoy it. not to be rewarded by it. And exactly right, maybe it's not for you. So you could have looked into this before, like I said, paying for it and complaining for it. Again, it's just people trying to be funny and make, I just don't get it. Roman Balik, this guy. All right, this is a good one, okay? He said, Xbox is all like, jump in, come on, have a good time. If servers are ready for you. Like I've said before, it's launch week. What do you kind of expect? Like there was I think over 1 million or like 5,000 people a minute logging onto the game during the first 24 hours or week. What do you expect? Do you know how to run servers? Do you know how to do this stuff, Roman? I don't think you do. In fact, there's also 358 people who liked that comment as if they all agree that they know what to do. Folky said, how can you compare WoW, Diablo, Destiny, GTA 5 with this crap of Sea of Thieves? I agree. How can you compare these games when each one is individually a completely different game to the other? WoW being the MMORPG that is all based on end game and talents and different specs and classes and races, and it's a fantasy world. And Diablo is a hack and slash, and Destiny is an FPS, and GTA 5 is an open world, not so sandboxy, but story driven, I guess you could say. Like, they're all different. You shouldn't be comparing Sea of Thieves to any of these games at all, especially not No Man's Sky, even though he didn't say it, but I'm just saying, I'm putting it out there. I Am Slave. Okay, Mr. I Am Slave. He said, you guys keep buying these unfinished games. They're going, keep making them. Well, Mr. I Am Slave, it's not, like I said, an unfinished game. You're probably just saying this because of people saying that there's lack of stuff. But in fact, the game is exactly, and if not more than what it was supposed to be. And it's going to be more. Not unfinished, not mobile, not early access. I would like to see an early access game that is as optimized and runs as good as Sea of Thieves. And before you start saying, oh, it runs like shit, well, maybe it's because you're playing on an Xbox or because you're playing on a shitty PC and you've got your graphics or field of view set to too high. It runs actually quite well, and my computer's not a very good computer. It's a very standard computer, and I have to run it on just, I guess, medium graphics, and it runs really well. Or this guy, it's the Negro shoddy guy again. This guy, for the record, you shouldn't quit your day job because your jokes are super old and used up. But he said, again, he's saying things again. He was actually on, like, while I was going through reviews and what people were saying in the comment sections for quite a few different videos, he was in there just constantly trying to get attention with these overly used jokes. I mean, you remember the first comment, right? Sea of Z's? A round of applause. Again, now he's saying, No Man's Sea. Yeah, I couldn't resist. I wish you could, because that No Man's Sea is just, it's been overused, and like I said, No Man's Sky lied about their content. Sea of Thieves never did. But anyway, that is going to be it for now. That's just a few comments. The comments were for days. They were all pretty repetitive. I mean, it was the same No Man's Seas and Pirates Skies and fucking, it was bad. The comments, basically what I'm trying to say is look into the games that you're going to buy. And then if you have bought it and you didn't enjoy it, refund it, or you could wait till reviews if you weren't sure. But I'm pretty sure all of these people coming to these reviews for these games are just complaining and trying to get attention, because if you didn't like the game, why are you watching a review on it? And if you're commenting on it, like all of these comments are saying how bad the game is, as if you've played quite a lot of it and you've already figured out that you don't like it, then again, why are you watching the review for it? That's what I'm trying to get at. Where's the logic in this? But anyway, look, that's going to be it. Till next time, everyone. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.